Good day, Rainy Science Nights. We are on Chapter 15, Section 3. We are learning about sight and hearing. You should have already read pages 614 to 620. In your Cornell notes, you should have the essential question. What is it that you should be able to explain when you're done with this video in your notes? How do your eyes enable you to see? And what does the ear do for you? Let's see and hear all about it.
Okay, first we're going to talk about vision. Now, the reason why you could see it is because your eyes respond to light. Without light, you will not be able to see anything. If you've ever been in a room without any windows and the lights are turned off and you put your hand in front of your face, you might not be able to see your hand because there's no light. Okay, first what happens is light will bounce off of an object, then it will enter your eye. It first enters through the cornea, which is the clear part in the front of your eye, and it makes the light bend a little bit. And that's called refraction. Then it will enter through a hole or an opening in the center of your eye, the black part of your eye, and that's called the pupil. Now, when you're somewhere really, really dark, your pupil will be big so you can let a lot of light in so you can see, like when you walk into a movie theater. And then when you walk outside where it's bright, your pupil will get small so that you don't get blinded with too much light. What adjusts how much light goes in or out of your eye, not out of your eye, into your eye, is the colored part of your eye called the iris. Okay, so anyway, light enters through the cornea, then it enters through the pupil, then it will go through the lens. Your lens is curved like this, and because it's curved this way, the light rays will bend and come together to a point. And if you have perfect vision, it'll come together to a point right on the back of your eyeball where you have something called a retina. And the retina has many cells. They have cone cells and rod cells. Rod cells help you to see black, white, and gray. And then the cone cells will allow you to see different colors. Okay, so then the cones and rods will send a message up to the brain through the optic nerve, right here, nerves. Then the brain will receive this information and interpret what you are seeing. Another thing interesting is that because the light rays come together, when the image falls on the retina, the image is upside down. Then after the message gets to your brain, the brain will turn it right side up and interpret that information. So here we have some cone cells and some rod cells, and okay, so that's how you see. Oh, by the way, if your eyeball is too long and the image doesn't fall directly on the retina and it comes in front of the retina, you have a vision problem called nearsightedness. That means you can't see things that are far away. You could only see things that are near, so you would need glasses to make the image go all the way to the retina. If your eyeball is too short, then you have something called farsightedness. That means you can see things far away very well, but then when you want to look at something close, like reading a book, you would need to put on reading glasses to help you see. So it has to fall on the retina.
All right, I got hearing and balance. First of all, how sound is produced. We talked about this last chapter when we talked about your lungs and your larynx. Sound is produced through your vocal cords. They just vibrate, and that's how sound is produced. But more importantly here, we're going to be talking about the ear. So this is what this section is all about right here, the ear. First of all, you have the external ear. It's called the auricle. You really don't need to know that, but it's the part that you guys see. You have the external ear. It's where people put piercings, and you have the ear canal right here. That is the external ear. The auricle actually funnels in sound waves into the ear canal, so it gets to the middle part of the ear, or the inner ear. Okay. the middle ear. Oh, oops. Sorry, this should be changed. It should say inner or middle ear right here. So change that in your notes. It should say the inner middle ear right here. So the middle ear consists of mainly your eardrum and the three bones called the hammer, anvil, and stirrup. They're the three smallest bones in your body. Again, we're talking about the middle ear. What happens is these sound waves vibrate against this eardrum, causing it to vibrate back and forth, which shake these bones, and that transfers sound waves into mechanical energy. So it's shaking the bones. So that is the middle ear. Now the inner ear takes that motion of the bone, the stirrup, as it bangs into the cochlea or cochlea, and it transfers that to sound impulses. So the inner ear right here consists of the cochlea or cochlea. As the stirrup bangs into it, it changes those motion into sound waves, and it gets sent to the brain through the auditory nerve. So you have the stirrup hitting into the cochlea, which sends it to the auditory nerve to the brain. Now, balance. Balance right here is done by these semicircular canals. These semicircular canals are fluid filled. And so if you tilt your head to one side, the fluid moves, and you get a sensation of your head tilting. So this is why dizzy bats are so fun at kids' games, because they spin around, and you can imagine, and then the kids stop. So they spin around several times, and the kid stops. Well, that fluid in the semicircular canal is still spinning, even though that kid has stopped. So because the fluid is still spinning, the kid gets a sensation of leaning this way, even though he's not, or this way, even though he's not. And that's why it causes them to be loss of balance. So the balance is a combination of not only your semicircular canals, but your cerebellum as well. The cerebellum and your semicircular canals help with your balance. So let's recap. Sound is produced by vibrating stuff. You have your external ear, which funnels in sound waves. You have the middle ear, that's a mistake, middle ear. You got your eardrum, your bones, hammer, anvil, stirrup. You got your inner ear, which is the cochlea and the auditory nerve, and balance is done by the semicircular canals and the cerebellum. All right, hey, thank you for watching, and hopefully you guys will have a good evening and you took wonderful notes.